didn't say it's a regulation. Sorry.
You already said it's a regulation.
Well, I'll take that back now that I think about it.
Why would you not think it's a
I know
regulation?
it's a policy document.
What do you mean a policy document?
It's a guideline.
Guidelines are regulations.
But I guess it's open for interpretation.
Yes, it is, but guidelines are regulations unless you have a better interpretation. Now, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, which you also talk about, which you are you're bound to follow on page 29, 2004 Act, page 29, section 41. It talks about financial manual. You know, the idea that the financial manual can be, you can just pass a resolution to just disregard the manual would not be correct. And that's what the discussion we're having. I think section page 29 of the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, the finance, not the manual, the Audit Act. I think if we have a,
My copy doesn't have.
okay, let me see what I have a section 41 here. Here it is. Yes.
Thank you.
Now, 41 specifically talks about having a financial man. So now the act mandates that the Secretary of State or the Minister can make regulations. And then you have the Local Government Finance Audit Act itself, section 41, which talks about 41.1, the financial manual. The Secretary of State shall, in consultation with the Secretary of State responsible for finance, by order published in the Gazette, prescribe a financial and accounting manual for control and management of the financial businesses of councils. Without prejudice to generality of the subsection 1, the financial manual shall make provisions for the operation of financial departments of local authorities, procurement in accordance with the Gambia Public Procurement Act, the proper supervision of the accounting staff of local authorities, the establishment of internal audit departments and their functions. The list goes on. So here you have a mention of the financial manual. You see that?
Yes.
Good. Now, is that not enough to show you that the financial manual is just not a policy document? It is a document that you are mandated to follow.
It is a policy document.
And what is your evidence that it's a policy document?
It is not mandated to follow a policy document.
No, what is your evidence? What do you rely on to say it is a policy document?
It is a policy document.
No, that's not the question. What if you say, I have told you, Mr. Bensouda, as to why it is not a policy document, why you don't have a discretion? And should you have a discretion, you should follow the requirements that are on section 104 of the financial manual. Now, if you are to depart from that, and if you have to disagree with me, which I humbly invite you to do so if you can, for the betterment of the administration of local government, you should tell us what you are relying on to state that it's a policy document.
So, if I may, Madam Chair, the council is a body. It is not an individual.
No, Mr. Bensouda, just answer my question. I have asked a direct question. Do you have evidence or to show that you are relying on this law, this policy, to show that it is a policy document and not a regulation?
That's what I'm responding to.
Go ahead.
So the council is a body, it's not an individual. If a council resolves that the mayor should not partake in the administration or operation of the finances of the council, I think that is well in order and is in best practice. And the Local Government Act supersedes any documents, policies, regulations, even the Finance Audit Act that we are all looking at.
The same act.
If the Local Government Act states that the CEO is responsible to administer all the finances of the council, it is even immoral for the mayor to partake in that, because the same mayor has to exercise oversight on that CEO. Mr.
Bensouda, forget about morality. Forget about best practices. We are talking about what the law says. And no, you are talking about morality. You are talking about best practices. If you are supposed to follow the law. If you don't agree with the law, you seek to change it. And that's how it works. You have been doing that. So the idea is that if you are saying it's a policy document, answer the question. What are you relying on to suggest that it is not a regulation you must follow, but it is a policy document that you have a discretion to follow? Substantiate your argument and we move on.
Like I said, I'm relying on Section 42 of the Local Government Act.
Which says what?
Which says the CEO is the accounting officer and responsible for all of council's finances.
Yes.
And answerable to its council.
Yes.
In terms of your question, like I said, it is the council that has resolved that the CEO only below thresholds of 500 should he be responsible.
No, Mr. Bensouda, do you have, you said Section 42?
Section 42 is here.
Okay. Read it, please.
I believe I read it, but for the sake of,
I can
read it again. Section 42. All right, sorry, Section 43.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Section 43, functions of the Chief Executive Officer.
Yes.
The Chief Executive Officer shall manage the affairs of the Council and shall be answerable to the Council and be subject to its direction and control.
Good.
A Chief Executive Officer shall exercise of his or her functions report to the Chairperson. With prejudice to the generality of these provisions of this section, a Chief Executive Officer
without prejudice.
Without prejudice of this section, a Chief Executive Officer be an ex officio member of all committees of council, be responsible for the day-to-day performance of the executive and the administrative functions of the council and the implementation of all its decisions. Supervise, monitor, and coordinate the activities of the departments of council and ensure accountability and transparency in the management and delivery of council services. Be the accounting officer of the council. Be the custodian of all documents and records of the council and perform such other functions as are required by the act or any other enactment.
Yes. So where does it state in this section that the CEO should not be answerable in the performance of these functions? In fact, it states that the CEO is under the direction and control of council.
Yes, not the mayor, council.
No, relax. It's clear. It's clear. And it says on section 2 of 43 that a chief executive shall, in the exercise of his or her functions, report to the chairperson. You have an overriding authority over the chief executive officer.
That is incorrect.
That's
the
okay.
mayor has no overriding authority on the CEO.
That's okay.
The CEO is accountable to the council, not the mayor.
That's all right.
Updates the mayor and his activities.
That's okay. We move on. So the idea that you are terming or taking the manual to be a policy document is not just correct, because you don't have the legal backing to suggest that the manual is just a policy document that you have a discretion to depart from.
It is a policy document. A council resolution can override the manual if it's based on law.
Where is it stated?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but where is it stated?
Where is it what?
Where do you base that?
It says.
Where?
Can you check section 173?
Of what?
Contempt of council.
Of what?
Of the Local Government Act.
Please read it.
Section 173.
Yes.
An act which obstructs or impedes a council in its performance or functions, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of the council in the discharge of his or her duties, or affronts the dignity of the council, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce such a result, shall be contempt of council.
So it is the act.
The mayor.
Yes.
The mayor is answerable to the council.
Is the manual impeding the council?
And Madam Chairperson, if I may add, I think I have done the best thing ever. I had the ability to interfere in council operations, and we did not. We said, let this be on consensus. Let this be taken to competent experts through bodies let them recommend to the general body, and via a democratic process, agree on the way forward.
Let's go back to the issue, Mr. Bensouda. Mr. Bensouda, you are here to answer questions. Let's go back to the issue. The issue here is you have read the section you are talking about. Does the manual impede the acts of council?
Yes, the council resolves.
So the manual itself is the one that is impeded.
There's documents all the time created that contravene laws and
no. The word is not contravening. The word is not contravene. The word is not contravene. You said 173 or 2?
No, like I said, section 42, the manual contravenes it.
Did you say 173? 173 is what you said? An act which obstructs or impedes a council.
No,
is the
section 42, the manual.
You had
we were talking about.
No, Mr. Bensouda, you had referred the commission to section 173, contempt of council, did you not?
We were arguing something different than what was.
Let me discuss this. The contempt of council on 173.1 talks about an act which obstructs or impedes a council. Is it referring to the manual itself?
No, I was saying I am under the control and direction of the council, just like the CEO.
You see,
I think, okay, go ahead, sorry.
The law is clear, Mr. Bensouda. You did not just depart from what the law says, but you do not have better regulation. And you just do not have a better regulation regarding threshold, but you did not even seek clearance as per the requirement of the financial man. But the minister has the authority to come up with a manual as prescribed by the Act, both the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004 and the Local Government Act itself 2002. So that which you want to depart from, you must have a better option. And the option you have must be tabled, passed, and approved, which you do not have.
Sorry, let me just look at the section in the finance manual. The section 305, right?
Section 305.
Council, could you help me identify the page on the finance manual?
305? Okay.
Page 17. Okay. Page 19. May I, Madam Chair? Okay, so I think on the authority of expenditure, I believe this is what the debate is about. On the issue of whether the CEO is taking expenditure to the council, I think we are not debating that section because that is what is happening right now. I believe what you're debating is whether the CEO is consulting and seeking clearance from the mayor.
Yes.
Okay?
That's what we are discussing.
That's what we are discussing. Okay? So, Council, if I can refer you to line 3.
Yes. Go ahead.
It says the chief executive officer, and in accordance with the monetary thresholds approved by each council. So even the policy vests this authority on the council.
We agree.
The council should decide.
Yes.
What limit the CEO should stop at.
Agree.
What limit he should consult or ask the mayor's opinion.
Yes.
What limit the council, but that is at the discretion of the council.
I agree.
Our council's discretion is the mayor need not be part of it because that contravenes section 42.
No, see, you can't follow it in part. You can't follow it in part. You can't say that the 3 lines are okay, the last 2 lines are not okay. If you decide to follow a law, you follow it holistically.
This is not law, and this gives discretion to the council. It says the council must decide.
I agree.
So it gives the power to the council.
Yes.
To decide this threshold.
Yes.
If the council states no, we have competent committees.
Yes.
We have a competent general council.
Yes.
Because remember, in the Local Government Act,
right,
the qualification to be mayor,
right,
secondary school education.
Right.
In the GO or in the scheme of service,
Right.
the qualification to be CEO,
Yes.
for indirect entry,
Right.
is 5 years of experience,
Yes.
and bachelor's degree.
Yes.
And indirect entry is postgraduate.
Right.
So the CEO, 100% or 9 out of 10 times of the time, is more qualified and more educated than the mayor.
Except in your case.
Well, the laws cannot make exception.
No, I am not saying the exception is the law. That what I'm saying the exception is in your case.
Thank you, but I'm not more educated than
you are highly educated.
my CEO. I think he has a master's. I don't have a master's.
Please proceed.
But basically, I cannot, as a politician, grassroots politician, be expected to be the one doing administration with the CEO. I am expected to set up a committee with the right expertise that can exercise oversight on the CEO.
Did you make those recommendations, those threshold recommendations based on the financial manual?
We made it based on General Council resolution, which the financial manual gives discretion to the council.
Good. So you have adhered to section 305.
Yes, I believe.
Now you have adhered. Before you did not adhere. Now you have. Before you departed. Now you are saying you adhered. No, you have departed. You did not agree with it initially, but I'm glad you have agreed with it now. Go ahead.
I said the manual,
right,
where it puts the mayor,
right,
contravenes section 42 of the local government.
Right.
But it gives the council discretion.
Right.
You are actually referring to section 43, not 42.
Sorry, 43.
Yes.
43.
So that for the records.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Now, see, if you are following the manual 305, then do you have a discretion to choose whether you are only going to stop have the 2 tiers, the CEO, and then the council, the mayor will be exempted? Is it created in the manual? Is it there?
I think the manual gives discretion to the council, and I think it's perfectly legal for the council to exempt the CEO.
Let's just talk about the
mayor and his best practice.
So where is the Bensouda, best practice is not binding.
Policy.
Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take my word for it. You can ask and have your questions answered. Best practices are not binding, especially when the law is expressly clear, especially when they are written. So best practices cannot be binding in the face of what the law says, especially in moments where they are very express, right? So now I am asking, the manual 305 that you have referred to and which we are discussing, that which you have relied on in coming up with the threshold, does it provide an exception?
We did not rely specifically on the manual.
What is specifically with the manual? You have told the commission you are relying on.
We are relying on the local government.
No, Mr. Bensouda, you can't eat your cake and have it. In the beginning, you had said that you do not agree with order for expenditure. Halfway through, you said you relied on the manual you had read, the 3rd line, which you said the council decided that they will exempt the mayor from the 3 tiers. That was your evidence.
Because it would be illegal for the mayor to participate in the expenditure.
Yes. Now I am flowing with your change of positions.
I haven't changed.
That's okay. But now I am saying that at the time that you have said that the council decided that the 3 tiers, one of the 3 arms would be exempted, which is your office of the mayor, I'm asking the question whether the manual, this section had provided the discretion for council to decide whether just 2 will be okay.
Council, I believe I can make the final submission, which is my evidence, because I think that debate can go on.
It's not a debate, Mr. Bensouda. This is a question, and then it's a legitimate question.
Question was, are you part of the procurement process? Are you following section?
Let me ask my questions. In the event,
please ask it one last time, and I'll answer it conclusively, and then maybe you'll understand.
Not one last time. You don't dictate how I answer my questions. I ask my questions. Now,
apologies.
The question is there an exception to the manual 305 that gives council the discretion to decide that only 2 tiers will be sufficient and not 3? Does that discretion exist?
Yes.
Where?
It sits at the discretion of the council, if the council says mayor should expend 0.
Are you reading verbatim from the text?
It says, that's why I said.
I'm asking whether you're reading verbatim.
Well, you must allow me to answer my question. Your question, sorry.
Yes.
So I think number one, your question was, are you following the that section or not? I said yes. For two parts of that section, we are following it. Meaning one, the limit of the CEO and the limit of the council. But the mayor injecting himself, which this section says, is illegal as per section 42 of the local government.
Who says illegal? Who stated it's unlawful?
It's unlawful.
Who stated that?
I read the section several.
So you decide, when you sit there as a mayor and council, you decide that this part is unlawful and we are not going to follow it. That part is lawful. That's how it works.
We are elected to follow the Local Government Act.
I'm asking.
The affairs of the council.
Right.
And to solicit legal advice.
Right. I am. The legal advice you solicit, I'm not binding.
The legal advice we solicit is based on the constitution.
But they are not binding.
Local Government
The
Act.
only binding thing that you can have is a court declaration, a judgment. Whatever a legal practitioner thinks remains to be a legal opinion. You understand that? Whatever any legal practitioner thinks as to the provisions of any law, they remain to be an opinion unless a competent court passes a judgment affirming that position or rejecting that legal opinion. You know it. You know this.
I totally disagree.
But it's okay.
I think in a case where the council is not following the financial manual, the minister should activate Section 152 of the Local Government Act, which states that he must cause the council to call a general council where he will chair it and tell us to self.
I think it is clear that you cannot substantiate the idea or the argument that there is a discretion. I will read further to what it says, that upon a certain amount, the CEO is required to consult. Upon a certain amount, the CEO is required to consult and seek clearance from the chairman or mayor. It did not provide a discretion. You know it, I know it. And then beyond a given amount, the CEO is required to refer expenditure to council. So the word required is mandatory. It did not give you a discretion. You can read this and you can see it.
It does give a discretion.
Okay.
If you read line number 3, in accordance, so the line number 4, 5, 6, 7 is based on the prerequisite of the first 3 lines.
We proceed.
Council should set all these 3 set thresholds.
We proceed. I have said that it's clear that you cannot provide evidence that you have a discretion, number 1. I have said that you did not provide evidence that council had discussed this issue of authority for expenditure and they have decided that they want to depart. I have said that should you in fact want to depart, the manual itself requires that such departure must be approved by 104 recommendations on amendments of the financial manual and accounting manual. Financial and accounting manual. It's very clear. So the idea that you have a discretion does not exist. You understand?
Totally.
Now, that's okay. That's all right.